Hey everyone, and welcome to the Week 2 League Manager's Note for the 2019-2020 season. As always, I'm joined by Joel. How you doing today, Joel?
Hey there, I'm doing well. I got a week 1 win. Fuck off.
You did, and we'll get right into it. We'll start with the champs matchup as we do every season. Matt loses to Cody. Woo! 0-1 for the champ. We are right at it. Cody's team looked good. Cat looks very good.
Real good. Jesus. And Luka Doncic with, did he get that second triple-double?
He may have. Let's see. We are shooting this a little early, so still only one triple-double for Cody. It's got 9 assists, though. And
8 seconds left.
8 seconds left. Did you see his player eligibility? Shooting guard, point guard, and small forward for Doncic. For his that, there's no way he's a 3. What the fuck is that? We can't get
small forward last year.
Ah.
He's like 6'9". I'm behind this. I'm just super jealous.
All right. Well, anyway, Cody's team looked very good. His at least one of his rookies looked good. Poor Matt. That's all I can say.
The false champ is just taking a whooping.
Yeah.
When he's out there shooting 3 for 13.
An interesting fact about this matchup is Cody is the only home team to win this week. Very interesting indeed.
Another interesting fact about this matchup is Matt was first out on the wire. He was going in hot. He spent $6 on Thomas Satoransky and then immediately dropped him after one game.
One game, he got scared of Kobe White and then went out and added Kobe White. He's like, let's do it.
I'm not saying that Kobe White can't be okay this year, but you did not have to drop Satoransky.
Yeah.
Here's why I'm behind the Luka Doncic small forward, shooting guard, point guard eligibility. Let's make Satoransky so. He's all 3, baby, and I just got him for $1. Matt, thank you so much for panicking and just throwing your money into the wind.
Panicking everywhere. Let's just get into the second matchup here. Neiman beating Kyle. We want to talk about panicking? Look no further than Kyle Bainey. Let me tell you why. He sees Matt $6 and he's like, listen, I think I can spend just a little bit more. Here we go, Bobby Portis, $8 on the wire. Next day after one game, dropped him. Absolutely dropped him. $8. I have never seen so much money wasted in 1 week. It has been unbelievable.
I love it. I love week 1. Stay off in the streets.
Neiman ends up beating Kyle here. We both picked Kyle, so we're both being a little humbled by Kyle's team this week. We won't make that mistake again. Sadly, he loses Bagley to a non-shooting hand fractured finger. You know what? Mr. Modest is very smart here. I really like the play of him adding Bagley. It's been glorious this week 1. And with that being said, Modest wins his first week matchup. I love the segues so far this week, Joel. They are crushing. Eric is very injured. To his credit, I didn't have Butler. And in fact, I had the least amount of games played this week. And if you scroll in and you look at the stats, you'll find Mr. Modest in the top 5 of every category except turnovers, free throw percentage, and 3-pointers. Daddy is punting all 3 of those bitches. We do not care. We are crushing it. Week 1 against Eric. Bingo bango.
Well, here's the only thing, though, is at the end of the day...
Viva Chile!
Are you going to sleep okay knowing that you're not going to be able to keep DeLon Wright?
I am going to be able to sleep, of course, as soon as I trade him. This is what happens with all of my players. As soon as I trade these players, they absolutely explode. DeLon turns around the night that I trade him. He's like, you know what? 5 steals. Fucking 9 for 11 from the field. You and I were texting during that game, and it was absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, we're moving on to bigger and better things. Eric, better luck next time. Next one we've got here. Why don't we just talk about your win?
Do it. I like it.
We can talk about it. I picked Doug at the beginning of the week. I thought that his position play was going to be able to outweigh you in those guard stats. Kyrie thought a little differently, didn't he?
Oh, my God. Did you see that barrel roll move? He almost made it.
He definitely fell. I don't care what you say. I don't care. That was not... No. We're not getting into this argument. We're not doing it.
It almost worked.
Joel has been taking bad news all over this week. I'm telling you, these first few weeks have been torture for him, have been incredible for me. Just loving every line.
Well, listen, we're going to come out ahead on this thing. We think that the suspension... Listen, there was no other drugs in DeAndre Ayton's system. He's clean besides the diuretic. He's fine. He probably just needed an acid trip over the weekend. Nothing. It's fine. Just let the guy do his thing. He's fucking huge. He's going to be great. But I'm really glad to just steal this week 1 win. Thanks, Doug.
Yeah, I thought you and Doug have this little rivalry week 1, and I just love it every year. I'm going to do my best to make sure that this is week 1 moving forward, just because I love when you two go at it. You just have no idea what's going to happen. Joel does win this one. Moving on. CJ beats Steven. Steven was very vocal on the messenger this week about his player advantage. Yeah, CJ had quite a few more plays, but he does end up winning. So, again, we're silenced on this matchup, too. Not a great week for you and I picking last week.
No, week 1 always throws some curveballs, though.
Yep.
I will that even though Steven lost, some of his guys looked pretty good, like Kristaps Porzingis.
And fucking Trae Young. Oh, and he has somebody called Jimmy Harden? I've never heard of this player before. He's pretty good. CJ's team looks really good. Really good ad by CJ today for Gasol at $1 in my opinion. I'm still not out on him. So I think that was a good play by him. The last matchup we have for this week, unless you have something else to say about CJ Steven, other than Drummond looks sexy.
Well, Drummond was insane. I also like the Patrick Beverly ad by CJ. I'm getting pissed off that all these good guys, CJ just keeps, picking off
slowly picking off the wire. Absolutely. Yeah, I agree with that.
I'm kind of talking myself into CJ's team a little bit. It's not great, but it's okay, man.
It's getting there. Still a few question marks, and after I play you, maybe I'll say something about those question marks. Until then, moving on. Last matchup this week was Simmons at Adam. Now, Adam had Simmons a little scared this week, in my opinion, for not having drafted most of his team. Adam did not look terrible. He definitely has some question marks with his veteran guards, though. Conley and CP3, both very bad in this week 1.
Yeah, just costing him a lot of money and not putting up a lot of stats. Really rough.
Agreed. On Simmons' side, though, I'm worried about OPJ. They're very clear about the limits, and Embiid is already sitting games.
I'm all about it. Just keep sitting. Rest it. Get right, big fella. Take as much time as you need. Ultimately, you're going to break down at the end of the season anyways. But take off like a month or a week. Just this week is fine.
Hey, I won't have any complaints there having Simmons and Richardson on my team. Feel free to sit, big fella. That being said, Simmons gets a week 1 win, and, we said he was going to be good. He's backing it up. Even injured, he was able to take down Adam, so.
Hey, is Adam home or is Simmons home?
Unless I wrote Adam's home.
Because the score just changed to 5-5-1.
Oh, shit.
This could be. We might be changing it right now.
No, we're not. Washington and Graham just started the game. I'm looking over these.
Oh, okay.
And
Yep.
he'll absolutely get rebounds. He'll likely get threes
You're right.
and steals.
You're right. I didn't realize Simmons still had guys going.
Yeah. Yep.
Sorry, false alert.
False alert, but it is going to be close. That's what I've been saying. Curry hasn't looked great. Those Warriors have looked ugly. Ugly.
But Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has looked real good.
Very good. Very fast. That was definitely a good pick. I would have moved him up mine as well. So, let's get into next week. We'll go through these picks, and then we'll check back in on the Simmons game. We have no idea what this is going to be like. Yeah, that's why we weren't really saying scores. We were just saying who's winning and losing. We thought they were all out of reach, but
I think it is.
I think so as well, but who knows? You just never know. We'll check back in. Now, getting into next week, very interesting matchups. We'll start with the champs matchup. Adam at Matt. Both of them 0-1, likely will be looking for their first win. The champs team underperformed in my opinion, but I am really impressed with Adam, and if CP3 and Conley can get their heads out of their ass, he's going to have a pretty decent team. I'm going to take Adam to beat the champ.
Yeah, let's pick the waiver or the auto drafted team against the champ. I'm all about it. Adam, you're taking week 2, big guy.
Don't let us down, Adam. Don't let us down. Moving on to likely the most boring matchup of the week is going to be Eric at Kyle. Eric is really injured. Kyle is tanking and selling everything. So, really great week 2 matchup here. I made the comment to Kyle this week. I just wanted to share this with everybody. I was like, just think, Kyle, in 24 short months, you will be relevant again. And it seemed to go over really well, and he's really excited for that opportunity. So, with that in mind, I'm going to pick Eric.
24 months.
No problem.
That's so long for such a small payoff. I love it.
Oh, but we love him. We love him. We love our little news reporter. Go ahead.
Really, really good stuff. I just want to say that I feel pretty confident that of the 4 teams not to make the playoffs this year, these are 2 of them. It's week 2, and I'm calling it now.
Week 2 prediction has been made. Eric and Kyle, bottom 4. We'll see how it goes.
That said, I'm going to pick Eric, I think.
Excellent. Kyle screwed us last week. Let's go in the opposite direction this week. He's the underdog. He loves it. Thriving over there. Thriving.
Excellent. That's good stuff.
Now, the other 4 matchups are actually pretty good. First one we'll go to is Steven at Neiman. Steven is pissed after losing week 1. And I would be terrified if I was Neiman. I'm picking Steven. Also, shout out to Trey Young, quickly becoming a favorite of mine. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to pick Steven as well. I just like his guys. His core is really, really solid. And I do think that Neiman's team may have semi-overperformed this week.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be Steven. I'm picking the James Harden team.
Yeah, we'll see. The Lakers are now quickly retracting the whole Davis isn't going to play the 5 thing. It made me laugh. It lasted like 3 games. So if Davis is playing the 5, he's going to be better. That being said, Steven's team is just, it's good. Good team. Good team.
For sure.
Moving on, we've got Doug at Cody. Another very good matchup. Doug coming off the loss, Cody with a win here. Cody has the advantage of being the home team first 2 weeks, and I think that's really going to help him in this situation. We don't know about that Holiday injury, and Cat is looking sensational. The threes that he's added and the weight that he has taken off, he looks absolutely unstoppable. So with that in mind, I'm going to pick Cody this week.
Yeah, I'm going to pick Cody just based on the fact that I didn't have Ayton for most of the week, and I pulled out this week's win, and also Eric Bledsoe was just garbage. And I squeaked by, and I think Cody's team is pretty decent. Yep. You keep mentioning Cat, and I just keep thinking about the days I used to have him, and I also think that Luka is just – he's going to be phenomenal this year, like maybe top 10.
It's definitely going to be interesting to watch, and Cody made an excellent move pairing those two together, in my opinion. So if his young players come along, Cody's going to be right there in the middle, ready for it, I think.
Yeah.
Moving on, the two most interesting matchups, in my opinion, only because Joel at Simmons. Simmons here has a chance to beat Joel and put him at 1-1, which is a terribly, terribly bad start for Joel, in my opinion.
Yeah.
1-1.
Well, these early, if I can sneak another win, the fact that I won this week without Ayton and with terrible games from Bledsoe, and it was a little, Gary Harris wasn't great this week.
Mm-hmm.
There were some question marks.
Right.
I cannot have any question mark games against Simmons. If Embiid doesn't play, I stand a chance. But I'm just down a guy with Ayton.
I 100% agree.
I am just fucked with a capital F.
I 100% agree. If Embiid sits, you've got a shot at it. Ayton, I'm hoping we hear more about that suspension. It might even take till the end of this week until we see if it's reduced. So I'm sure you'll be on pins and needles all week.
I check Roto World, I would say every hour and a half. What's going on with DeAndre Ayton? Anything?
Anything? Anybody got anything? Well, it's the weekend. The NBA isn't even open. Corporate's not even open. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's just the worst. Just got out.
Yeah, so I think that Simmons is going to win this week. He has a good team. Gallows looked good for him. Like I said, I'm still a little worried about OPJ. Also, JJJ, just a little quiet as well. Just a little note. I'm not saying that, the sky's falling or Chicken Little out here. You know what I mean? I'm just saying JJJ, they're mixing those minutes weirdly in Memphis, in my opinion. So just another thing to look out on. You're still without PG on top of the Ayton situation. So I'm going to take Simmons. Great matchup, though. Could have been way more interesting if everybody was healthy. So I'll wait for round 2 of this one before I start making any judgments off of it.
That's what I want to hear, because that's the truth. If I'm healthy, I'm taking this fucker down. But we got some problems over here. We're taking on water. It's the Titanic is sinking, but we're gonna come back up, baby.
All right, and then the last matchup, you and I agreed this was probably the most interesting matchup of the entire week. It's going to be myself at CJ. CJ's team blew up last week, even on a short week. He did have some extra plays, but at the same time, he still put up the numbers that could theoretically beat my team. That being said, he beat me last year for the first time in 5 years. So statistically, I like my odds here. I'm going to go ahead and pick Team Modest with Jimmy Butler back. We're going to bring the Thunder. What do you say?
Here's what I'm going to say, all right, is that you talked a lot of shit to CJ over the years, right?
Uh-huh.
And last year, he got to just use you as a punching bag.
Yep, absolutely.
So you talked all this shit about having this really good team this year.
Yep.
I'm going to pick you, but I saw the demand for a public apology. If he beats you, we definitely owe him a public apology.
I tell you what, if he beats me this week, I will do a personal Mr. Modest address apology. And on top of that, I will also, I don't know, we'll come up with something. I'll do something creative. Maybe I'll dress in a funny way or something like that. But that's if I lose. Understand one thing. If I even get a hint of CJ cycling this week, I'm cycling too. I'm laying down the gauntlet. It's week 2. No time to mince words. I said this was my year, and I'm ready to prove it. Let's do it this week. I'm excited.
A lot of shit.
Go, Mr. Modest. And I will continue to talk that shit until I am proven wrong. And that's not this week. Go, Modest.
I like it. I'm going to pick you because I believe in your shit talking. But you better not let me down.
All right. We'll see how it goes. Good luck to CJ, though. Like I said, we'll see how it goes. We'll see. But I like my chances. Anything else for this week?
No. Great week 1. Some wacky shit happened. DeAndre Ayton is innocent. Guilty. There are no other drugs in that man's system. He was just doing a cleanse.
Yeah, he was just trying to dehydrate himself for some reason, right?
He had the shits. Whatever. He's fine.
Oh, I see. All right. Well, we said we were going to check in one last time with the Simmons-Adam matchup. So let's do that before. Oh, goodness. Look at this. Adam is now winning 5-4-2.
Fuck, what do we do?
I don't know. Cody Zeller's putting on a show. I don't know what to do here. We're just sitting on here live at the moment. This is real reaction.
Oh my God, Cody Zeller's 3 for 3.
I don't.
Hit a 3-pointer for fuck's sake.
And he's got a block, a steal, and assist. He's got everything.
This man is crushing it.
And Washington has done nothing. Graham has done nothing. But it's still in the first. Like, they should be, Graham should be coming out any minute. It is against the Lakers, though. This would be absolutely monstrous. I don't know that I'm going to post this video until the end, because we might have to do a quick ad.
Well, here's the deal. My iPad just died, so you got to keep me alive and informed.
Okay, I will. Until then, good luck, everybody, next week. Nice seeing you, Joel. Hopefully we don't have to do an ad. See ya.
See you, man.